George, you are so bad!
How's it going, everyone? Today we are going to be talking about whether George Russell is good, and what I mean by that is whether he is a good driver across the whole of his career. So let's get started. George Russell started his career in karting like most F1 drivers do in 2006 and was in cadet class by 2009, becoming the MSA British champion and the British Open champion. In 2010 he moved to the Rotax Mini Max category, where he became the Super 1 British champion, Formula Kart Stars British champion, and he also won the Kart Masters British Grand Prix. He graduated to the KF3 class in 2011, winning the SK USA Super Nationals title and becoming the CIK FIA Formula Champion, and a title he successfully defended in 2012. His final year of karting was in 2013. He finished 19th in the KF1 CIK FIA Formula 1 World Championship. Right, well, that's karting done. I guess it's on to his Formula Renault 2.0 career. Russell debuted in Formula Renault 2.0 in 2014 in the Euro Cup Series for the Koiranen GP team. That season he did pretty well. In the first little stint, he got one win, a podium, a pole position, and a fastest lap in 4 races. Then, in the same year of 2014, he was in the Formula Renault 2.0 Alps, and he finished 4th in the championship on 123 points, still with the Koiranen team. He did 12 races. He didn't achieve a win, but he did get 1 podium, no poles, and no fastest laps. After this, he was also racing in the BRDC Formula 4 Championship at this time, which he actually won, and he won by some margin. He had 483 points. He won 5 races, 11 podiums, 3 poles, and 4 fastest laps. In 2015, he was in the Zandvoort Masters of Formula 3, where he achieved 2nd place with Carlin. In 2 races, he had 1 podium and 0 pole positions and 0 fastest laps. Now on to his Formula 3 career. Also in 2015, he entered the Zandvoort Masters of Formula 3, where he was still racing for Carlin, finished 2nd in that series with 0 race wins, 1 podium, no poles, and no fastest laps. Decent season. I mean, what can I say? It was just 1 race anyway, just in Zandvoort. So, or 2 races. My bad, because there's a feature race as well. I've completely flopped that. I have literally just let down a lot of F3 fans and a lot of motorsport fans. I'm just gonna stop talking and move on to the 2015 Euros Championship that he participated in. He finished 6th that year with 203 points, and in 33 races, achieving 1 win, 3 podiums, no pole positions, and also 0 fastest laps. He also raced in another series, the Sun City Group Formula 3 Macau Grand Prix, with 2 races obviously again, and achieving pole position in one of the races, but he didn't win, no podiums, and no fastest laps. In 2016, he moved into the Formula 3 European Championship, finishing 3rd with 274 points and 2 wins in 30 races, 9 podiums, 3 poles, and 5 fastest laps. It was a decent season from George. I mean, I'm not gonna say it was his best season ever, but he's starting to show a little bit more of what he could do with the 2 race wins. Very strong from him. the 9 podiums, showing that his consistency was key, and it was kind of what earned him that 3rd position in that title fight. But at this point in his career, again, I wouldn't say Formula 1 worthy, but he's starting to show that he could be something special in the future at this point. But it's until we get into his very late Formula career, maybe like the F2s and stuff like that, is when and the GP3s is when you see how good he really is. Moving on to 2017, George Russell enters the GP3 Series, and my goodness me, he took out 4 wins, 7 podiums, 4 pole positions, 5 fastest laps, and with 220 points, which I probably already said, he won the GP3 Championship. And now, by winning that, that is the recognition that you will receive from F1 teams. Winning that and getting promoted into F2 gets the eyes turning from certain teams. They're like, this guy could be something special and someone to think about in the future, maybe even giving him a testing role. And he did get that in 2017 for McLaren Honda. He also, in that GP3 Series, he had a very close fight. But that is what happens in GP3, and the racing is very close. He had to fight very hard for it, but I have to say, this is where George Russell started to show what he could do. His first open wheel championship since the Formula 4 title that he'd won. But this one must have meant a lot more to him than Formula 4. I mean, not saying that didn't, but this one, it really must have given him the drive and ambition to go even further in his career to get to where he is today. In 2018, George Russell got promoted to the GP2 World Championship. As you all know, that's usually what happens if you are a racing fan, which I pretty much predict that you are if you're watching this video. Then you will know that usually in pretty much all circumstances, the F3 champion gets a promotion to F2 most of the time, and that is, in this case, that's what happened to George Russell. And again, asserting his dominance, 7 race wins, 11 podiums, and 5 pole positions and 6 fastest laps with the ART Grand Prix team, the same team he drove for in the F3 title, pretty much winning back-to-back titles there with the same team. He had 287 points. It was a close fight all season with Lando Norris and Alexander Albon, who are also both now in Formula 1 as well. The 3 obviously being, as you know, very good friends and known each other since karting. But this year was a very, very good year for George Russell. Can I say he wasn't flawless, but again, as I say, the thing with George Russell is what I like about him is his consistency. And it did show this season, even where it looked like that he wouldn't win a race, he would at least try to get some points on the board. Obviously, reliability can't be helped. You know, you can't help that when the car breaks down. Obviously, you know, made a couple of mistakes, obviously, in Monaco and other places. But when he was on form and at his best, he definitely showed he was championship worthy. He's a champion in waiting, and he sealed the deal, obviously, which was very good for George Russell, and I guess he'll be very happy. And at this point, this is where he showed that he was Formula 1 worthy and showed off his talent, showed off what he could do, showing off that back in his early karting days that he's still got that spark, he's still got that mentality to win every time. And that is exactly what he did in that F2 season, taking the #1 and also obviously turning the eyes of Williams, where he ended up in 2019. He joined Williams in 2020 with a very, very slow car. He didn't get any points in the championship, finishing 20th, and he will be re-signing there for 2020. I mean, there was not much to say about this season because he's at the back a lot of the time. But anyway, I'll round out the video with the question that I started with. Do I think George Russell is good? Yes, I think he's got a lot of potential, and he will definitely show it in the future. He is a good driver, and he will show it in the future wherever he goes. which will probably be Mercedes at this moment in time because there's negotiations going on. But yeah, I think George Russell will end up doing well in the future. But anyway, I hope you guys do follow me on Instagram. It's there. Twitter will also be there in about 2 seconds. There it is. But I hope you guys enjoy. Please smash a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next video.
George, you are so bad!